Late Game Reviewer, and welcome to my channel. Pirates finding it harder to crack new PC games. I found this article to be good, and I know about piracy. I did piracy a long time ago, not today. I don't need it. I mean, why would I? I mean, I got 683 games on Steam alone. I also got GOG, Origin, and Uplay, so I don't pirate anymore. So I do know a bit about it, so I'm in a good position to talk about it. I also see some videos on YouTube, and people talk about piracy, and the only thing I see, or I hear, I would say, is, like, there's one thing that goes well together for them, especially for console gamers. I hate to point some people, but when I do, hey, it happens. PC gamers are pirates. It's the only one. Like, there's no console gamers that are pirates. So, I'm just here to set some facts straight. You know, because I get the feeling we get a lot more flack than we should. So I got my notes here because there's a couple of things I want to make sure that I don't miss one. First things first, why would I pirate game? I got a whole list here. On PC, games are cheap. It is well known, especially on Steam, on G2A, on Green Man Gaming, and other websites, on GOG, and yada yada. They all get special discounts. Why would I pirate games? There are some reasons, of course. I'm going to talk about them a bit later. I don't need it. Another fact. I just named like a couple of points here, so I'm going to go over all the points. Not necessarily in a from worst to bad, or not in some necessary, not in some specific order, but just points. DRM, that's another one, a good one. DRM punishes people. Well, I would say the wrong people. Me, for example. Watch Dogs, that's a good one. Well, it's not really DRM, but really annoying thing that's going on with it, which I could say it's DRM in a certain way. Like, Steam gets the game Watchdog, but why would I log into Uplay? It's beyond annoying. Always online games on Steam. Yes, they have some, not a lot, but it does. There are some games that I have to be online all the time. There are some activation, like a fixed number of activation going on. Or this one here, the worst of them, Just Cause 3 uses de novo. Not because it's hard to crack, because of what it does. Here's what it does, and if you ever crack that game, even though here's the weird thing, if you legally bought the game on Steam or any other website, go ahead, buy it. I highly suggest you buy it. But if you ever find a illegal copy of it, like a crack or something, for your sake, use it. It's weird coming from me, but use it. But here's the thing, here's why. If you ever get a copy of a game that has DRM, use a crack on it. Don't use that DRM, because DRM in the end is just a way for companies to control the game in some way. Like, for them, for whatever reason, they want to make sure that what you buy, I mean, when you buy your game, their game, you buy it. But in the end, I'm penalized. For example, de novo here. It does a lot of read and write operations on your hard drive because it encrypts and decrypts. It's not good. Because when you have an SSD, for example, your SSD drive has a certain amount of like read and write operations on it, and then it's going to die. Using de novo just will simply kill it before it's supposed to. So, yeah, it's going to destroy that SSD drive. So, don't use Just Cause 3 or any games that uses de novo on an SSD. Use it on a regular hard drive. That's going to kill it in no time. Other DRMs includes, I don't know, like I told before, I don't have any specific details of it, but anyways, they're freaking bad. I don't like DRM in any way. Let's see here, another point. Oh yeah, well, yeah, the license, I already talked about that. Oh yeah, if games, that's, well, not another thing, but if you ever think that your game or your console or anything is not cracked yet, don't worry, it will be. People are smart. Oh man, and that article is racist because at some point it says something about Chinese or Japanese or something. Yeah, Chinese crackers. What the fuck, man? Fucking racist. But why would I pirate a game? That's another point. Because there's no demos? I want to make sure that what I buy is really good for me. I'm a bit more picky now because, you know, everything costs more nowadays. So if I spend $60, I want to make sure that I get the most out of my money, like the most bang for my buck. So yeah, kind of, that's what happens. So no demos, no shareware, nothing of that. There's almost no review codes nowadays sometimes, like especially on PC. Batman Arkham Knight didn't receive a review code, and when it did, I think it got it on the release date. That's not how things work. That's shady. That's fishy. Konami, they did a review code only under their terms, in a controlled environment for X number of hours. That's not how it's supposed to work, especially when you work with a huge game as Metal Gear Solid. Holy fuck. Why would you, how much did they had? 30 hours or so? That's stupid. Come on, man. Be serious here. Of course, all they're gonna see is almost no gameplay or everything on the story. Like it's controlled. It's not good. That's not what's supposed to work. So yeah, we end up pirate the game. Oh man, another one that helps piracy a bit. Games that have a lot of bugs, day one patches, the lack of quality in it. It could be all around problematic for the game. Batman Arkham Knight, for example. If that one receives a lot of piracy, don't ask why. The game was shitty at first. It really helps people get on the piracy side of the games. Day one patches. We get that a lot today. It's wrong. It's just totally wrong. Oh man, there's a lot of other reasons. Games that have DRM in it. It's shit like that happens that help people go on the pirate side. On the piracy side of the games. What else here? Oh, one of them here. Like the feeling of entitlement. I don't feel entitled to be a pirate. I mean, I'm not a pirate, but if someone is, they don't do it because they do. They do it for a reason. If the game is shit, or if the game doesn't have a demo, he's going to pirate it. You know, which leads me to the next point. Piracy is a lost sale. That is the biggest bullshit of all that no one can prove. Not even the gaming company can prove to me. I challenge anyone on YouTube to prove to me that piracy is a lost sale. Prove it to me with hard evidence. No one can. Here's my point. It's just a point. It's not even evidence at this point. In a lot of countries, except for US and Canada, and other countries that I'm not aware of, but there's a lot of countries that the economy is strong. My paycheck, I can definitely pay a $60 game. In other countries, $60 could mean 2 months worth of living. Yeah, it's that much. Or $2,000, like a console, for example. In some countries, it's not like $500 or $800 or something. It's $2,000 if you convert it to American, for example. It is not cheap. In some countries, you just can't buy the game. It is way too much. So what do? You pirate the game. Do we know that? No. When a game gets pirated, do we know from where? No. We only know from Pirate Bay and the IP addresses. But an IP address is given to an ISP. And, proxy exists. So try to determine where the real pirates come from. You don't know, and no one knows. That's the thing. You might get a number, but that might be the tip of the iceberg. That might be anything. So prove to me that that piracy is a lost sale. That is total bullshit, to a certain extent, of course. I can't say that every pirate copy that you see on Pirate Bay is a lost sale. No one knows that. I believe it helps the game. It may be weird and hard to accept, but I really believe that it really helps the game. But in conclusion, here's this. For the companies, make some effort when you make your game. Stop the asking for pre-ordering. Believe in your product. Why in the hell would you ask for money before the game is even made? It's like an idea in someone's balls or something. Hey, I have an idea. No, just don't ask for money. Believe in your product. Give the review. Just do things right. Make some effort in your game. And for people, stop pre-ordering. That's all I'm going to say. And stop the microtransactions and stop the DLC. That is bullshit. DLC is made for them. It's there for a point. It's there for a good reason. For you to spend money. That's all. They're going to try everything in the book. They want you to pay more than $60. The gaming company will figure out a way to do that. They're very good. There's a financial department, and it's not there to sip coffee at 8 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, that's it for this video here. What do you think about all of this? I mean, personally, for Piracy and PC games, we get a lot of flack for, I would say, we get mostly the flack here. I don't believe it's right. Because it does exist on consoles as well, so yeah, don't take me wrong here. It's I'm not denying the fact that we're not pirates. It's just that I feel like we get all the flack here. That shouldn't be the case. And when we get all the flack, it's like we're the cancer of the gaming industry, which no one can prove. It's not that I take this personally or anything, but when someone takes the flack for it's like people are, I don't know, a lot of people on YouTube, especially on YouTube and other media, social websites like Facebook and everything, pirates get a lot of flack, and they do get the flack for nothing. I just want to set some facts straight here. So, I don't know. What do you think of all this? Of all the points, of all the pirates? Personally, I think it helps the gaming industry. And companies should be really afraid of pirates because they're always going to be there. It's always going to exist in some way. It always existed in everything. So, I also going to end with this, just to prove another point as well for piracy and the lack of, I would say, quality, and why you should, why would you pay $60 for a shitty game, for example, of why pirates exist? I'm going to go with food. I always go with food in my examples. For example, you pick up a game, you pay $60, and for some whatever reason, you think it's not worth $60 and it lacks the quality you don't want to pay, and you want to pirate it. That happens. Hey, shit happens. I could prove to you in some way by using the food analogy that it can happen with food. Would you pay $30 for a filet mignon that, I don't know, it's raw, you didn't ask it raw because you asked it well done or something. The food is cold, I don't know, the potatoes are too salty, and you, I don't know, on top of that, you received, shitty service. No one took care of you for the next 30 minutes or so, which is kind of, really needed. If a game is shit, why would you give money to a company? Pirates exist for a reason. It's not there just because we can. Or you can. No, why did I say we can? I'm not in there. Anyways, why is that? Because it's for a reason. On the food analogy, if the food is bad, you're going to do everything to get away from it. From free to paying less. That's how it always worked. That's how it's always going to work. Anyways, I'm out. See you later.